Over the last 5 seasons, for 62 episodes, you've watched us do what we do best, and that's put the blades to grasses. But now it's time to go inside the head of the Stu Care Lawn Dogs, learn a little bit more about us and what makes us tick. Sitting down with me today is our longest running employee and the company slash shop foreman, LawnDog Daleski. How are you doing today, Dale?
I'm doing fine, Mike. How you doing, man?
I'm going to do my best not to hit you in the face with a pry bar. You know, you've been with us for a while, but one of the earliest memories that I can really remember and recall of you working here is the infamous day the hopper went into the pond. What can you tell us about that day and enlighten us on the events that transpired on that great, great day?
Well, I was up in housing, which was a pretty long run from where the pond is, and you know, we're just doing our thing, you know, just trying to cut it section by section. And all of a sudden, I see Dave, I won't mention the last name, walk up.
Will remain anonymous.
Yeah. I see Dave walk up, and he's wet from here down. I see mud, seaweed, everything you can think of hanging off of him. And of course my first thought was, oh my God. Told him to stay away from the hill because it was, you know, it was damp. We'd had rain a day or two before, and told him to stay away from the steep hill by the pond. Well, guess where he cut? Right
The hill by the pond.
Absolutely. So, I said, yeah, hopper's in the pond. Of course, I had some choice words for him, but I won't repeat those right now.
That's good. That's good.
So we go down, and of course, I can't see the hopper. It's totally submerged, absolutely totally submerged. All I could see was a mud trail about where it was at. So we call the wrecker service, and I haven't called Bossman yet, knowing what he's going to say.
Yeah, dreading that phone call, I'm sure.
Oh man, that was crazy. But anyway, Gene, the guy that was in charge of buildings and grounds or whatever, I told him to go get the camera. I said, do you have a camera? Yeah. I said, get a camera. I said, we're going to want to see this in later years. And so he got the camera. I put the suit on. Mike was up cutting, and I went back and told him what was going on. So he comes down, and I put one of Gene's suits on. I went into his house and changed and put his swimsuit on. And I had to dive with the chains to go down. The top of the seat of the hopper was about 9 feet under, so actually it was probably about 12, 14 feet that I had to dive, hook up the chain to the deck. To make a long story short, I had to do that a few times. Tim, Angela's boyfriend, what am I saying?
Yeah, he was boyfriend at the time.
Boyfriend at the time. He was working for us too, so...
and didn't he stand on this... Because one of the pictures we have is him standing on the top of the seat, and his head's like barely above water.
Yes, and
he was over 6'3". Yeah, he was over 6 feet tall.
He's like 6'3" or better, so...
Not a good day.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So, Red showed up with the tow truck. He parked it sideways and brought the boom around. We dragged that thing out, but we had pictures of it. You know. Yeah,
I'm gonna put some pictures up along with this interview. We'll post some pictures up of it because it came out looking like a swamp monster. I remember distinctly. I was too young to be working, and I was here, and you and Tim showed up at the house at the back door, and you guys were just drenched from the head down, and then you kind of told me what had happened.
I was thinking that you were working.
No, too young for that day. Yeah.
All you did is give me the socks and the underwear.
I think I gave you some dry clothes to change into.
Hit the shower so I could get back into the work mode again.
Well, that was not a good day, and thankfully we have not repeated that one again. Before you came here, though, to start working for us, you were in a band.
Oh, yeah.
Please tell us a little bit about the band, where you traveled, what you did, what you played, And maybe if you can, like maybe one of your greatest memories of being in that original band.
The original band that I was in was long before I came here. It was a band called Witness, which is not, today that kind of name would be construed as a religious band or whatever. But at that point in time, we couldn't really think of a name of the band. So, we'd all been through the mill as far as coming up through the ropes as musicians, and we've witnessed a lot of things. And so we decided to call it Witness. But we toured the Agora circuit, which was kind of a national chain. The Agora downtown in Columbus there is now called the Newport, and this is probably 42 years ago, 41 years ago. We toured, we went out west or whatever, and came close to getting a recording contract with Casablanca Records. I guess I probably shouldn't name a whole lot of bigwig names or whatever, just for
keep that
legal
keep that,
reasons
yeah,
or whatever.
keep
but,
that on the down low.
But yeah, we didn't accept the contract because it was too one-sided.
Gotcha.
So other than that, the musicians union, they ripped us off out there, so we ended up coming back home, and then I started the Westbound Rockers a few years after that, which we had a 14-year run doing tri-state, locally, Michigan, Indiana. But we did that for 14 years, and I was in that band for 14 years, and I had started working here at the time. But other than that, I mean, that's been my most successful times with my music.
Gotcha.
But I've been a lifelong
musician.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
I started playing when I was 6.
Awesome. When it comes to motorcycles, I'm going to switch the subject here a little bit. When it comes to motorcycles, do you prefer V-twins or inline fours? And tell us about some of the motorcycles you've had in the past and what you liked about them.
I've had mostly inline fours. The twins were nice, but I had a Triumph at one time. It wasn't a V-twin, but it was a twin.
Mm-hmm.
They were notorious for vibration.
Okay.
And the like the Harleys and stuff, they've really improved those a lot as far as smoothing the motors out, because the Harleys, the V-twins, were notorious for that, as you guys know, because you've had the Harley and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
they vibrate your teeth loose sometimes.
But I've always had real good luck with the 4-cylinder inline. I had Suzuki's, I had Hondas, and I had the one Triumph.
Now, which motorcycle was it that, again, another infamous story here at Stu Care that I know about, the infamous bridge jumping? You were challenged and dared, or a bet was laid down by a former employee. We won't mention names, but you were challenged as far as being able to jump one of the bridges here in the county. Which motorcycle was that, and how did you manage to pull that one off?
That was a GN 400 Suzuki.
Okay.
It was kind of designed after the single-cylinder flat track racers, but it was the low-ride style. Anyway, it was kind of adapted for the road. But it was the bike handled really well, and it had a lot of oomph as a 400. And I think his name was we can't say his last name, but I think his first name was Dennis.
Was it Dennis? Okay.
Yeah. He got me his paycheck that I couldn't jump the bridge. I'm not going to name the road.
Location, bridge, or anything of that sort.
But Long Bridge, you guys saw the bridge.
Yep, I know the bridge.
It's probably about 150 feet long, I would guess. Would you say? Between 130 and 150 feet, somewhere in there?
I'm not good with the judgment of distance, but it wasn't a 10-foot bridge, let's put it that way.
No, that's for sure. So I jumped it I jumped the bike. I had another former employee that was here stand on the other side of the bridge when Dennis stayed on the one end of the bridge, and I took off at the beginning of the bridge, and I actually cleared the landing by about 10 feet. Didn't even touch the bridge when I landed.
But you, the nice guy that you are, though, you didn't actually take his paycheck, though, correct?
No, I
Good
just
man.
wanted to prove something to him.
He didn't lay any more bets down after that, did he?
No. Well, I raced too many dirt bikes in the past, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not a wise bet of his. If you can, this may be a tough question. I don't know, you may or may not be able to do this. In your opinion, though, can you name the top 3 rock bands of all time in your opinion?
Oh.
Yeah.
And in no particular order,
Yeah,
just
the
who would you?
Beatles.
Okay.
The Beatles, who was a big influence to me as far as when I was young, getting started. Led Zeppelin. And I would say, the third band, I would say probably Fleetwood Mac. They've been so successful. Other than the Rolling Stones, I mean, if you're going to say 3, you'd have to include 4 because of the
Maybe
Rolling
have it
Stones.
like a 3, like an alternate 3, like put the Stones in there. So top 4.
The Stones are one of the greatest, living bands around
Right.
now. So, but I would say that if you're going to say 3 or 4, those would be the top ones.
Okay.
As far as musicianship, ability, imagination, writing abilities, they're phenomenal.
I'll go with you on those because those are definitely some of mine. Now, when you're not here putting the blades to grasses, which we do pretty much year-round, damn near, what do you enjoy doing in your spare time? I know you do like to hunt. What do you like to hunt for, and are you more of a gun or a bow type of a hunter?
I do both. I can do both. I'm a ground hunter. I'm not a tree hunter.
Okay.
I learned how to sneak up on animals, let alone human beings.
Yeah, I got you.
I won't go into that. But yeah, I prefer a gun or bow.
Okay.
I can do both avidly. White-tailed deer's basically what I've always hunted.
What's the largest deer you've ever gotten with a gun or a bow?
The largest one I got was with the gun, and it dressed out at 270 pounds.
Wow. How big of a rack was on it?
It was a 12-point.
Wow, that's a good one.
And my stepbrother has the rack.
Okay.
I gave it to him.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Well, that has been Meet the Stu Carey Lawn Dogs interview with LawnDog Daleski.
Sorry.
I appreciate you coming in and answering a few questions for us, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. Now make sure you check back next week with us because we'll have another interview coming to you real soon.